Hello everybody and welcome to the final episode of Limbo.
Yes, he put up with me for the entire series. I too am surprised.
So, my name's Cody, this is Sephazon. This is, of course, a post-commentary, and by post I mean really post because I recorded this and edited it together like a year ago. It just didn't have any commentary at the time. So now we've put some commentary in, and by commentary I mean trash.
Yes.
Which is to say, we haven't talked much about the game at all. In the last episode, I think we
talked about everything but the game.
We mentioned the game like twice. So it's probably worth mentioning that Limbo does have, if you've been paying attention, it's got a little bit of a story. It does remind me of Breath of the Wild, actually, in some ways.
Don't go my route. Don't go my tangent route.
You know, look, I thought that was a much smoother segue than your tangents, because yours is just like, hey, speaking of things that have openings, have you heard about Milan?
But that was forced. The comedic value of that is that it's stupid.
That's the comedic value of much of what you produce, yes. So what we've got to do here is use the physics in this little gravity propel thing to actually get this to go all the way over here. But it is a tough one. So,
hey Cody, have you tried not sucking?
I have. Watch and learn. Ta-da!
Well, see, that's because I helped motivate you.
Uh-huh.
It's my excuse.
You may also have noticed throughout the series I do a little victory dance whenever I accomplish a puzzle, as I stand in place and then just jump up and down a few times. If you go back and watch this Let's Play, you'll notice it like 8 times throughout the series. It's a little bonus feature.
Is that at all related to the Kirby timeline?
Everything's part of the Kirby timeline. So yeah,
this is actually Kirby.
Breath of the Wild had a story that was, a lot of it was about implications. Like, they told you some stuff, but they didn't tell you everything. And you just sort of you figured out what their relationships were from that. And so this is sort of similar. Like, from the story so far, what do you know, Sephazon, now that you've seen most of this game?
Alright, so unfortunately I think I might be a little cheater here, because I looked up TV tropes, but that is nothing related to what I'm going to say. Did you know there's a 100% completion bonus, by the way? I guess?
Yeah, we didn't do an 100% run here. The 100% was to do with occasionally I pick up a glowing orb or whatever by climbing up a series of trees after going backwards by doing something cleverly with like, probably if I took this box back somewhere else, I'd be able to find like a glowing orb somewhere. That's the extra completion stuff.
Okay, fair enough. But aside from that, I guess the general gist is he's trying to rescue his sister from some nightmarish hellhole, I guess, the innermost thoughts of your mind. And we are joining him along this journey. And I bet there's going to be a twist ending.
Why would there be a twist ending?
Nah. Just seems like the kind of game that'll have a twist ending.
Video games never have twist endings.
Oh, you got me. You got me. It's people argued. I remember this actually from Zelda Universe, that people were arguing that there would be a twist ending to Breath of the Wild, that Ganon actually wins and Link and Zelda die.
I mean, that is a twist ending in the sense that it happens whenever you die. Whenever the game over screen appears, that is the ending that you get.
This is true. But yes, no, they're twists, yes. So, the interview that we discussed 2 episodes ago before the episode ended, and then last episode was just us being stupid. If I asked you
Every
right
episode
now,
was us being stupid, but yes, keep going.
more so than usual, and even in a better way, I would say. Cody, if I asked you right now, what are 3 things you believe Zelda Universe can improve in the future and is not doing well right now, how would you answer that question?
Zelda Universe is the greatest nation on Earth. USA. USA. We're gonna make Zelda Universe great again.
Okay. Let's stop right there because I can't even imagine. I can imagine me going to that interview and saying, "We're gonna make this company great again."
Boy. Okay. Do you want a real response?
Yes, actually, I do want to see what you would say. What are the 3 things you think Zelda Universe can improve on?
Alright, I think it needs more people to volunteer. You can follow the link to our volunteers page. I'll leave it in the comments. If you want to become a Zelda Universe volunteer, it's simple. It's easy. It's a simple 3 easy steps. Doctors hate it. Mm-hmm. All you got to do is win. All you got to do is win.
All you got to do is whatever. What's the Pepsi thing? You know the thing.
All you've got to do is join the conversation.
There you go. Join the conversation on Zelda Universe forums. Join today.
So if you're wondering when we're recording this, the Pepsi thing is still relevant. There's this Pepsi ad. It was like a week ago from when we were recording this, and what happened is that they had this stupid ad that part of it had protesters, and the protesters were holding up signs, and the sign said, "Join the conversation," which is not a protesting thing, but a marketing slogan. Like, that's what Sony executives say. If you listen to their, E3 press conferences, you can basically guarantee that at some point they'll say, you can join the conversation on our Facebook page.
Use hashtag blankety blank.
Right. It's one of the words that video game corporate uses now. One of the phrases that video game corporate uses now to signify that they're with the fans and are joining the conversation. There's a few other things like that in the video game industry as well that you'll notice pop up a lot. Join the
Play the game.
Play the game. No, it's
I don't think that was Reggie. I think it was just a man masquerading as Reggie who could only do that one phrase in his voice.
Play the game. Can you think of examples? I had one for a second, but I lost. Of corporate speak in video games where they're so impressed with themselves that they've.
Okay, this is going to be a stupid one. This isn't quite going in the same category, but every game nowadays has to have crafting. That's not really a thing, but if you see on Kickstarter, there'll always be the new creative crafting system never before seen, when in reality it's just the same stupid mechanic. Now, for the record, I don't have anything against crafting. It's just every single Kickstarter for video games has crafting for some reason.
Well,
not literally everything.
That is for a very specific reason. Do you know what it is?
Minecraft.
Minecraft is the most influential video game made in the last 25 years.
I disagree. I think it was Tetris. No, we've already been over this. But
Tetris was not made in the last 25 years. What? Technically, a version of it. EA has released a version on the phone. But yeah.
Yes, that was specifically.
But what I mean by that is that I'm having such great fun swinging in anti-gravity.
On a pogo stick, not a pogo. Goodbye into space.
So I flew into space. What was I saying? I got distracted by flying into space.
We're talking about marketing speak. There is marketing speak that I know from actual just marketing, maybe not necessarily gaming industry, but I know breaking the status quo or disrupting. Right,
disruptive. That's the tech bro word. That's the tech bro word that you're likely to hear if you hear a startup. If someone is pitching a startup to you, what they'll talk about is an app that's disrupting, that's a disruptive new app or whatever, which is a word that means app, really, because they've overused it. I swung too much and I swung into the spikes.
I'm trying to think, what is the actual phrase? It's there's a speech by Iwata in which he uses this phrase a lot. Iwata,
Please
disruption. Yes. Disrupting. Man, it's not popping up. It's disrupting developments is what he calls it. But there is a similar term. There's that, and there's the switching up the paradigm of the video game industry with new disruptive gameplay features such as unique state-of-the-art crafting system.
Yeah, and by the way, this area of the game, we're reaching the end part of the game here, and it's getting...
Death.
It's getting really interesting. It actually reminds me of like Super Mario Galaxy in parts where it's like...
It does!
Like, I need to control the gravity as I just swing around the universe here. But I was too slow, and we're back on that hotel sign, except we're tiny now. If you weren't paying attention, they actually have been reusing some stuff. We're back at the area with the hotel sign, but we're much smaller in comparison to it now, and it's sideways. So.
Oh, that's why.
So that's what's going on here, and there's the that was the old hotel, just there. So yeah, people, in terms of video game reviews, oh come on, don't do that.
Pathetic. In
terms of video game reviews, things get called immersive a lot.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Immersive gameplay.
And like, for like 15 years or so now, every open world game that the creators explain, do you see that mountain? You can go there. Which is, people were making fun of Breath of the Wild initially for that, because they were like, we've heard that 1,000 times before, but it turns out Breath of the Wild is maybe the first video game in history where you can go to that mountain and it means anything. Like,
fair enough.
Like, there's lots of open world games where, sure, there's a big world, they've got mountains in it, but mountains are not fun to traverse in Skyrim, for example, because you look at your map, you go, I need to get from here to there, then you spend 45 minutes trying to, like, glitch your way up the side of a thing, and then you go, oh, look, I'll just follow the road, fine. But Breath of the Wild lets you not follow the road. Because I guess that was a problem I had with Skyrim, was that if you really wanted to get anywhere, you could just wander off somewhere, but it would end up taking you a lot of time in exchange for not much joy out of it. You know, like in terms of getting across a mountain or something.
Right.
Breath of the Wild,
satisfaction.
Breath of the Wild has satisfaction in just getting anywhere.
I will say, though, in terms of immersion, since you brought that up, there is a point in Breath of the Wild that I think is it does take you out of the immersive environment, and that is anything with motion controls, because it's a distracting gameplay mechanic from the rest of the world.
Motion controls, I liked the, like, golfing mini-game stuff in Breath of the Wild. I thought that was relatively amusing. But the puzzles where you have to roll a ball around the thing using the gyro. So when we say motion controls, I assume you mean the gyro stuff.
Yes, the gyro. Yes.
Yeah, that was just sort of... That was gimmick for the sake of gimmick. Luckily, it was only like 2 shrines or whatever where it was really noticeable. And you could just solve it however you want. Because I wasn't a big fan of those shrines, but they did lead you to be able to just do some wacky things.
Yeah, everybody cheated. I don't know a single person who actually did that maze without just turning it sideways and rolling it down the thing.
Yeah, like everyone just eventually discovered on their own, hold on, we can just, like, ignore what it looks like it wants you to do and just, like, turn the entire thing upside down. You know?
Double trouble there.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of... I have to jump at exactly the right moment that I can get under there, and then gravity will start pulling me up. Because if I stand on the ground, I'll get shot by a machine gun, so I have to get the timing exactly right here.
3, 2, 1, go! No, a little too soon. Don't listen to me. There. Yeah. How did you survive that?
Magic. So...
Too soon.
No.
Wait, what?
Oh, it was
how
barely...
Really?
My feet got shot by that machine gun.
Something's afoot here, and I don't like it very much at all.
Yeah,
I don't think.
Something is afoot. You're a foot.
Whee! Ooh, saw blade.
Yeah, so we are quite close to the end of the game now, so
let's give this RPG a review. So the level up mechanic, I'm not too entirely sure I understand it.
Yeah, so what you do is the more times you die in strange and exciting ways, the more you level up your intestines. See,
yes.
as you can see, the intestines play a big role in getting diced apart by saw blades. See, that was a mean. It was an electrified wall. So, what you got to do is use gravity. Actually, I think this might be the last puzzle of the game. And then we'll let the game finish, and then you can give thoughts on what just happened.
So that interview, though.
Oh yeah, you were interviewed by Nintendo.
Okay, I wasn't going to say who. I was just going to be obnoxious about it for the entire time. But no, the first question they asked is, or one of the first was, what are 3 things you believe Nintendo isn't doing right in the industry and how they should be going about it, or something along those lines? I'm thinking, you're asking me to be critical about this, the first question, and really.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I just said or 3 trends that you see in the gaming industry.
The game is over, Robert Sephazon.
And that is it.
If that is your real name.
This is very slow.
That's because in slow motion you're diving back through the glass.
Do you think he'll go back? He's like, that was fun. I think I'll do that again.
That's a good question. I'll let you wonder about that.
Well, that was the gravest of situations. I think I'll watch Grave of the Fireflies now.
You shouldn't watch Grave of the Fireflies. It will just make you sad.
Yeah, I watched Shawshank Redemption.
I watched Shawshank Redemption, so I'm fine with Grave of the Fireflies.
I watched Schindler's List and Saving Private Ryan back to back. I think I'll be fine.
Yeah, and the Shawshank Redemption apparently. So, can you tell me something, Sephazon?
Yes.
Does this remind you of anything?
Breath of the Wild.
That was the wrong answer.
Super Mario Galaxy.
No, let me give you a hint. It's something to do...
Twilight Princess. Pokemon Silver.
It's something to do with the cyclical nature of Limbo.
We're back to where we started.
We're back to where we started. We crashed through the glass, and then we slowly stood up. We're back to where we were before, but what's this? This time there's someone there.
It's a Zambi. Don't fall for it. She has no eyes.
Is that what the Zambis are known for? Not having any eyes?
Well, yes. And that was The Divine Comedy.
That was The Divine Comedy by Dante. I would give it a 7.8 out of 10. I thought...
Too much water.
There was too much water. I kept drowning. But no, in reality, this is a good game. It's not super... Nothing super exciting or new. It's just a solid 2D platformer with a cool atmosphere that has some cool puzzles. Didn't outstay its welcome. I thought it was a very good game.
Yeah, it was a game. It was.
I mean,
a form of media.
You weren't able to hear. Oh, there's Gabe Newell. Special thanks. You weren't able to hear it with the sound, so just because of the method,
I'm sure I missed a lot of
Skype
that
method of stuff. So a lot of the atmosphere and the creepy sounds and all of that you wouldn't have heard at all. But you can hear it back when you watch this as a Let's Play. So
join us next time for when we play Journey.
That's a good idea. See you next time.
With Journey.